A video claiming there is massive voter fraud in Minnesota has now been seen more than 1 million times on YouTube.
But tonight you will hear for the first time from the man at the center of those allegations, who says the group behind that report, Project Veritas, isn't telling you the truth. Tom Lydon of the Fox 9 Investigators has the exclusive.
It's insane.
Overnight, it seems, Libon Osman became a symbol for massive voter fraud in Minnesota and America. Just one problem, he says: the allegations are a fabrication. The video manipulated after he turned down a bribe.
How much was he willing to pay you?
$10,000.
$10,000 to lie and to say that you were collecting ballots for Ilhan Omar.
Yes.
Libon Osman is featured prominently in this video by the right-wing disinformation group Project Veritas, led by James O'Keefe.
This video is one of the first of its kind. A man self-incriminating himself, bragging about all the illegal ballot harvesting that he does.
Money is everything. Money is the key in this world.
Libon was campaigning this summer for his brother Jamal Osman, who won the Ward 6 city council race. He admits it looks bad, but says 2 different videos posted on Snapchat were taken out of context and edited together. In one from August, he's throwing shade at the skeleton campaigns of his brother's 11 opponents, stating a basic truth in modern politics: money matters.
So I was just, saying, like, if you want to run a campaign, you got to have money, and you need to have an office, and you need to have an employee.
Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
In the other video from July, Libon is picking up ballots at the request of voters, he says, many of them elderly. Something that, because of various court decisions, was permitted during a 5-week period this summer.
You took that envelope and you just put it in the mail.
And put it in the mailbox, the blue mailbox.
Not knowing who they voted for.
Don't know, because it's close.
Those open envelopes in the dash, he said, were the envelopes the ballots came in. A couple voters, afraid of identity theft, asked him to shred it.
Did you ever give people money in exchange for a vote?
No, never.
Did you ever tell them how to vote?
No, never.
He says he explained all this to Omar Jamal, the controversial community activist who is the star and so-called insider for Project Veritas. He says Omar told him Project Veritas would give him $10,000 to change his story, to say he was offering cash for people to vote for Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, a federal crime.
And he was like, why are you defending Ilhan? Why are you defending Ilhan Omar? This is not after you, and this is not after your brother. This is for Ilhan, and you should get the money. So I told him, you're insane, and I walked away. He was setting me up.
And he may not be the only one.
Project Veritas has received an explosive piece of tape.
There's also this man, seen accepting $200 to vote for Ilhan Omar, the exchange happening along Cedar Avenue. But sources tell us the man is actually a relative of Omar Jamal's, who thought Jamal was giving him $200 to send to another relative in Somalia.
I was shocked, and I did talk to him, and Ali told me he did not know Jamal Omar was recording him, and those $200 was for a sick kid that lives in Somalia.
Another name tied up in the Project Veritas conspiracy is Lake Street businessman Bassam Sabri.
He's Palestinian.
Yeah, he's financing this whole thing.
I think it's so un-American, it's so illegal.
Reached in Miami, Sabri told me his attorney has sent a letter to Project Veritas threatening to sue for defamation. Did you supply any money in a cash for ballots type of scheme?
I will never do that, ever, 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 never, because I'll be a hypocrite.
I think Ilhan Omar is one of the people who are behind all this mess.
Even Omar Jamal, who has used the ballot harvesting claim to raise more than $30,000 for himself, is now reportedly changing his story, telling a Somali TV show he never actually witnessed an exchange of cash for ballots. Project Veritas denies it manipulated or misrepresented anything. Today, their attorney tells me they also never offered money to Libon Osman.
This, to me, is a man who is drowning in a sea of the consequences of his own actions, who is now trying to grasp at every possible straw to prevent himself from going under. This is, wild, crazy, and baseless accusations.
But all of this fits the Project Veritas MO, according to Stanford researchers, who say it appears to be a coordinated disinformation campaign. James O'Keefe meeting with Trump's Minnesota campaign chair, Mike Lindahl of MyPillow fame, right before the story was rushed out to compete with the New York Times blockbuster on President Trump's income taxes. Trump himself has tweeted and talked about the Project Veritas investigation as a cautionary tale of voter fraud, which almost every reputable source says is minimal.
And what about Omar, where she gets caught harvesting?
As with most Project Veritas stories, there are questions about what was left on the cutting room floor, including perhaps the truth. For the Fox 9 investigators, I'm Tom Lydon.